Hey, this is Josh. Now, before we move on, I need you to do a couple things. Number one, fill out the application form to the fullest and write in what you think your DISC score is. And then I'm about to explain what the DISC score is, so don't worry. I'm about to explain that in a sec. And then you're going to be sent to the DISC score assessment test. And that's actually going to determine what you actually are, because sometimes you may think you're one thing, but then you take the test, you're actually another thing. So what is the DISC score? I'm going to explain that right now.
There are 4 different personality types in the DISC profile. When you look at these, there are a little bit of all of them, but typically you're strong in 2. Now, people who have high Ds are very decisive, they can be impatient, they're very task-oriented and want things done now. They're big picture thinkers, they're leaders, and they're managers. Is are fun, energetic, they like to be around people, they're not really shy, but they don't like to work alone. High Cs are very detailed. They're researchers. They want as much information as possible. They're very analytical. They want to make informed decisions. High S's are very stable, calm, humble. They like doing the same thing over and over again. They don't like to rock the boat or upset people. They don't like change and have a hard time making decisions.
So all 4 different personality types have different ways that they make decisions or react in different situations. So let's take a look at them. So someone who is a high D is someone who makes decisions quickly. They like to take charge in a situation. They are typically leaders. So let's say that someone in your family is a high D and you guys are deciding where to go out to dinner. The person who's the high D is going to say, "We are going to Red Lobster." End of story. Everyone get in the car. That's how a high D makes decisions. And they act, they lead, they just take charge and get everyone going. Now, if you are a high I, you're someone who just loves like your life of the party, you're bubbly. If you went to a social situation, you are going to be the person who is the center of attention. Everyone gravitates towards this person. This person loves to talk to people. They do not like to sit at a desk job. They want to be in group collaborative situation. So they like to talk with other people and they hate working alone. They're often also very creative. Now, if you are someone who is a high S, you're very steady. You love to do the same thing over and over again. And these people have a harder time making a decision because they're typically very empathetic and they don't want to hurt people's decisions. And they're also just a little indecisive. So let's pretend like 2 people in your family were high S's. The question would be, where do you want to go for dinner tonight? Well, I don't know. Where do you want to go for dinner? Well, I don't know. Where do you want to go for dinner? They have a really hard time making a decision. So if you are in a situation with 2 S's, one of you is going to have to take control. They just don't love to make decisions. And then someone who's a high C is really detailed. They love all of the details when making decisions. So let's pretend like they're going to go buy a car. And when they go buy a car, a high C will have already done all the research. They will have read consumer reports. They know everything about the car that they're buying. They've already compared it to all the other different options out there. Then they've also went online, searched all the inventory. They have found exactly the price, the dealer, everything that they want to do. So when they go in, they already know how much they want to pay, where it is, which model. They don't need to look around and kind of figure out which one it is. They know. They're very detailed. They do all of their research ahead of time, but they also make decisions. So they're just going to do a bunch of research on the front end before they make their decision. High C's are very detailed, like an accountant would be a very high C.
Write in the application what you think your DISC score is. Then, once you finish this application, go ahead and take the DISC score assessment. It's that simple. Fill out the application, put in what you think your DISC score is, then actually take the test. See you guys.